Okay, so SummerSlam. Now, if you missed SummerSlam, let me tell you, you did miss a pretty damn good event. it was really good. We're gonna go down through match by match for the matches I want to talk about, and we're gonna talk about them, and we're gonna talk about what I think about the outcome of that match. And starting out, we of course have to start out with the Women's Championship, Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley, and this was incredible. It is the payoff of payoffs. Here's what I'll say before we actually get into the match and the individual matches themselves. The overarching theme for SummerSlam, in a sense, was predictability. I had a 100% prediction rate for this pay-per-view, and I think a lot of people did. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's a very good thing, and I think that's a good thing because they gave the fans essentially what the fans wanted, and they told the narratives that made sense. They didn't try to swerve you. They didn't try to just completely swerve you and do something completely different. They went with what made sense. So we get into Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan here. And they did exactly what you thought was going to happen. Dominic Mysterio, at the end, turns on Rhea Ripley and kisses Liv Morgan. Now, I don't think we get to that payoff feeling as good if the match doesn't go the way it does. First of all, the performers were incredible. Rhea and Liv were just incredible in their roles. They put on a phenomenal match, but Dominic outside the ring was where the magic really happened. Because there's a part in the match where Rhea's got a chair and she's going to destroy Liv with it, and Dom jumps up and he grabs the chair. And he does it and frames it as, you can't win the title that way. And he's right? You can't win the title that way, Mama. You can't hit her with that. You're not gonna hold the title that way. And he frames it, and WWE frames it as Dominic is looking out for Rhea. But then you get later into the match where Dominic slips a chair underneath the ring, and then Liv Morgan hits her move, hits the finisher, boom, drops Rhea face first off the chair, pins her and wins. And that's when you know, as Dominic's smiling ear to ear, oh, he's been on Liv's team this whole time. And the way Liv played it off is she played it off as she was shocked. So maybe they weren't in cahoots with it. Maybe Dominic had this plan on his own. But regardless, match went perfect. Dominic Mysterio played his part perfectly. The betrayal was perfect. And Rhea sold this at the end like she just got dumped, which if you don't know, she's dating Buddy Murphy in real life. But she played it off as if she just got dumped, and it was heartbreaking, and she's so sad, and it was phenomenal. That was a phenomenal way to start off the show. And Dominic played his part so well. Rhea played her part so well. Liv played her part so well. I mean, just incredible in all aspects. Which moves us to down the show, which I want to talk about next, which is the Intercontinental Championship match between Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker. And they did exactly, again, what I thought they were going to do. And I'm going to say why I think they're going to do it. The match only lasted about 5 minutes, and Breaker just killed Sami. Here's why I think this is the right choice for a few reasons. One, Breaker needs a championship. He's amazing. Now you're going to give him that IC title run. We're going to build Breaker up to be a superstar. Excellent. Two, given on what happens later in the evening, which we're going to get to, this was the best direction for Sami because I think they're pivoting where he's going to go. We're going to talk about that later. So, it was only a 5-minute match, but it established Breaker as this dominant force that he needs to be. Didn't make Sami look weak at all. Braun Breaker's incredible. Incredible match that they had there. Switch is great. To the United States Championship match. And this match, it was great. It was good. It was really good. And obviously at the end of it, LA Knight comes out on top. Perfect. Perfect decision. In his own hometown, Logan Paul loses. He still looks like an asshat. It was great. The match itself, really good. Both competitors doing incredible. Logan Paul is a superhero, and he did this weird, the most amazing, I don't even know what it was. I think it was a shooting star that I've ever seen. He jumped off the top rope, did a weird corkscrew. It was incredible the way he did it. It was so smooth and go watch it yourself. I can't even describe it in justice. It was so good. Both of them were just putting out all the stops there. Obviously, the shenanigans with Logan Paul's goons trying to get involved, handing Logan the brass knuckles. Ultimately, though, LA Knight stopped him, hit him with the BFT, pinned him 1, 2, 3. LA Knight is your new U.S. champion. Some could say this is long overdue. Some would say it's the right time. Yeah, where do I fit? About a year ago, he was really in main event territory. So some would say it's overdue, but you know what? He's going to go on this great run with the U.S. title now, and he's going to just set himself up to be in world championship positions later on. I think this was the right decision. I think this is where he fits in the card right now. He's going to make a great U.S. champion, and he should be like the Gunther of U.S. title champions, where he's just going to hold that thing forever, but he's a fighting champion. He's a good guy. I think it was a great decision. Yeah. Moving on, we've got Nia Jax versus Bayley. I'm not going to lie, tuned out during this one. I made food. But not that I didn't care about the match, but out of all the matches on the card, this was the one I wasn't really looking much forward to. But essentially, they're battling it out. Tiffany Stratton runs out, causes the distraction, pretends like she's going to cash in her Money in the Bank. Nia Jax ends up just brutalizing Bayley, pins her, and she's the new women's champion. Nia Jax deserves it. She deserves it. This was her first SummerSlam. I was happy to see her walk away with the win. She deserves it. She's been working hard for it. She's been a really good performer as of late and a really good heel. So I think they made the right call here. We'll have to see where the story goes, but her and Tiffany, obviously that betrayal down the line is going to be perfect. It's going to be great. So I got nothing to say about that. Excuse me. So that was phenomenal. Moving toward, of course, we have Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. This was great. It was CM Punk's first WWE singles contest in over 10 years. So there was like kind of a lot riding on it. But you know what? He did a great job. A lot of people said he was gassed. Listen, he was recovering from injury. I've been in the wrestling ring. And I can tell you it's freaking tiring. Okay. I don't care how much cardio you do. I could run like 3, 4, 5 miles and be fine. When you step in that ring, it's a lot of anaerobic cardio. Okay. It is hard. You're doing a lot of crap. It's like doing a burpee every 5 seconds. It's not easy, okay? So people saying that, just, you got to understand, this stuff's difficult, okay? And he's older, and he took a lot of time out, and he really wasn't that gassed, okay? He did a great job. He was fine. I didn't even really, did he look visibly tired? Yes, but so did Logan Paul. Nobody's giving him any shit for it. And you know what? Everyone looks visibly tired because they're doing a high-intense cardio workout. That's basically what it is. And he did a great job. He was fine. I couldn't even really... Yes, he looked visibly tired, but he wasn't like he was slowing during the match or having to stop some of his spots because of it. He was just tired. It's normal, right? But these guys just started out the match by killing each other. And Seth Rollins is the special guest referee. Going back to what I was talking about a few days ago, now I am happy with this decision. Now I understand where they're going with it. Now it makes full sense. I just needed to see it. And the reason is because Rollins basically just let them kill each other at the start of the match. They're just punching the crap out of each other. They're throwing each other into steps. Rollins isn't counting outside the ring at all. He doesn't even really get involved until Drew McIntyre gets a chair. And he's like, Seth, just turn around, Seth. Just turn around. You want this too. Just turn around. Let me kill him. Let me kill him, Seth. Seth pretends like he's going to turn around and let it happen. And of course, he turns back around. He grabs the chair. He says, you're going to earn it. For once in your life, you're going to earn it. And he's playing that part real well. But then, of course, there's a ref bump that happens with Seth. He gets like caught. He goes down. Punk goes to cover McIntyre. Rollins is late to the count. And CM Punk is now mad at Rollins. He's saying, you're trying to screw me. Rollins is like, no, I was down. And there comes a point in the match where the bracelet that Drew McIntyre is holding from CM Punk gets knocked loose, and Rollins picks it up and just puts it on his wrist, right? He puts it on his wrist to get it out of the way, and Punk sees that and just goes berserk. And the theme of this match is CM Punk got distracted by that bracelet, by Seth Rollins, and cost himself the match. Because, of course, when he saw Rollins with that bracelet, he picked up Seth Rollins' special guest referee, go to sleep to the ref, and at that point, Drew McIntyre had the chance to recover. He kicks Punk in the balls. He hits him with the Claymore. And Rollins, who barely knows where he is, manages to make the 3 count, and CM Punk loses the match. Now, here's where we go from here. Obviously, Punk is not done with McIntyre, but this sets the stage to where Rollins and Punk can finally have their feud. Do I think the championship should somehow still be involved? I do. How are they going to do that? They're not going to do that for a while, and we'll get into that now because Gunther is obviously now champion. But they're at the place now where they don't need it. They don't need it. CM Punk and Seth Rollins now have what the fire they need to make that feud burn. As for Drew McIntyre, where does he fit in all this? I think maybe now you could do a CM Punk and Seth Rollins match and maybe make McIntyre the special guest referee. I don't know. But what I do know is, McIntyre wins, thankfully, because he needed something. Maybe now what you do is you allow Punk and Rollins to have their feud, and Gunther finally gets a match with McIntyre. Maybe McIntyre ends up beating Gunther, and you can bring the World Heavyweight title back in that way. I don't know. I don't know if you should do that because Gunther just won the thing. I feel like he should go on a long reign as this dominant force on Monday night, but I don't know. That's something they can do. Maybe the Wyatt Six, right, are going after Gunther now for being a dick to his family. I don't know. I don't know the direction they're going to go in with that now. I don't know if you even want to bring the championship back into CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins stuff. I don't know. We're going to have to see. Maybe you're just building to just this big bad blood triple threat match, which now I can see it. So overall, I think the direction they went in was great. I think CM Punk screwing himself was great. Drew McIntyre still has that bracelet, so tonight is Raw. We're going to be able to figure out what happens there. I'm super excited for that. All around, great. This one was great, which leads us to the World Heavyweight Championship match where, yes, Gunther won, and Gunther won because the Judgment Day just completely imploded. It's Gunther versus Priest, and they're having when I say phenomenal match, I mean phenomenal match. And Damian Priest really came into his own here. And I think if you were going to take the belt off him, this was the way to do it. Where obviously Finn Balor comes out and he's pretending like he's cheering on Priest. Priest hits he gets up on the ring apron, right? Gunther hits him with the big boot. So you think Balor's on Priest's side, that there's no coordinating there. Damian gets pissed because his friend got hit. He hits the South to Heaven chokeslam. He hits the whatever, the Final Testament, that's what it's called, and he gets him near the ropes, and he's going to pin him, and then Finn Balor jumps up on the apron and tosses Gunther's leg up on the bottom rope, saving Gunther, and Damian he's like, why did I not win? Right? He's all confused, he sees the replay on screen, and for the rest of the match that he's in, he just wants to kill Balor, and this ultimately ends up costing him as Gunther takes advantage and locks him into a guillotine, a sleeper, and ultimately, Priest tries to fight out of it. He gets out of it. He tries to go and kill Balor again. Gunther again hits him with the powerbomb, puts him back in the sleeper, wins the title. Judgment Day is officially imploded. Priest is no longer champion. This was the way to do it. Because now we're going to get now we allow the Judgment Day storyline to flourish, and Gunther can move on forward with the championship. Who's going to verse him? I don't know. I think there's two roads you can go down here. Maybe there's the Drew McIntyre one, and CM Punk can screw him again. I don't know. I'd love to see Jey Uso get involved in it again, but he's not going to, and we're going to talk about that in a minute as to why. I don't know who you put on Gunther as an opponent right now. Maybe Priest gets another rematch. Maybe we do Balor. I don't know. Maybe this time Priest screws over Balor, right? I don't know what you do this time with the World Championship. It's going to be interesting to see what they do for the World Heavyweight Championship. Maybe you could do Ilya Dragunov. There's a lot of ways I guess you can go with the World Heavyweight title. We're going to have to see what they do on Raw tonight. But yeah, I think that was the best decision. We cemented Gunther as champion now, so phenomenal. Which brings us to the Bloodline Rules match between Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa. And this was phenomenal. From start to finish, this was just great. Both guys were doing a great job. The whole theme of the match was Solo Sikoa did his homework, and he knows all of Cody's moves, and he's just stopping Cody at every turn. They really tried to get Solo to feel like a big deal here. Also, Cody had like a great entrance with his dog because his dog is too old to go on the road with him now. So that was nice to see, right? Little homage to Cody's dog. But this match was phenomenal, and of course, Cody is about to beat Solo. The Bloodline come out, and as the Bloodline is beating the crap out of Cody, of course, then Kevin Owens makes his return. Randy Orton makes his return. Everyone comes out except Jacob Fatu, who, as Cody's about to win again, right? Jacob Fatu comes out, just destroys Cody, puts him through the announce table. And just as Cody's about to lose, he kicks out, he hits a Cody cutter, he starts making a comeback. There's a double down, both guys are down, And then you hear Roman Reigns' music, and this crowd lost their fucking mind. This crowd lost their mind. It was incredible. They just started going crazy. Roman comes in. It looks like for a minute he's going to Superman punch Cody. He doesn't. He hits Solo Sikoa. He comes out in a shirt that says OTC, probably meaning Original Tribal Chief. He Superman punches Solo, spears Solo. Cody and him are looking at each other the whole time. Cody hits a crossroads on Solo Sikoa, pins him. That's it. And they keep having this stare down. And the lights go out, right? The cameras go off. Roman Reigns makes his big return. Now we bring it back to the start there to where I think Sami Zayn and Jey Uso fit in, which is I think they fit in right here, which is Roman's going to now assemble the old bloodline to take on the new bloodline. We won't know that till SmackDown. Maybe we'll see it tonight a little bit, but I doubt it. Maybe we'll have a tease about it, but this was awesome. It was great to see Roman again. He looked great, and it was everything it should have been. It was phenomenal. So we're going to have to see what happens. I'm very excited to see what happens tonight on Raw, and I'm very excited to see what happens on SmackDown. SummerSlam did a great job at, again, it was predictable, but it told the narratives it needed to tell. It felt like a big deal. It felt huge. A lot of important things happened. 4 title changes happened, so that was huge. And now we're going to see the direction they go. And you know what? I like what they did. So now we're just going to have to see, do these stories pay out? What new stories do we tell?